WrestleMania. The grandest stage of them all. This is the night where careers are defined and legends are born. But sometimes, a WrestleMania main event becomes something even bigger than just a match. A moment where an underdog achieves the impossible. A shocking cash-in that changes WWE history forever. And an emotional battle so powerful that fans still call it a 1-0 classic to this day. Over the years, WrestleMania has given us many unforgettable main events. But only a few of them truly changed the landscape of WWE forever. And if you think you already know which match deserves the #1 spot, you might be in for a surprise. Because one match on this list is still remembered as one of the most emotional moments in WrestleMania history. So today, we're going to take a look at the 5 greatest WrestleMania main events of all time. Without wasting any more time, let's jump straight into the list. Before we begin, let me make one thing clear. This is completely my personal. The first WrestleMania I ever watched was WrestleMania 22. So the matches I'm mentioning are the ones I personally experienced after that. Match number 1. The first match on the list is from WrestleMania 30. It was the Viper Randy Orton versus the Animal Batista versus Daniel Bryan in a triple threat match for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. 2 titles were on the line. You probably remember the storyline, but if you don't, let me quickly explain it. At that time, Randy Orton was holding both world championships. Batista had won the Royal Rumble, which meant he had earned the right to face Orton at WrestleMania. However, the fans wanted something different. They believed Daniel Bryan deserved the opportunity because he had become an incredible fan favorite. Bryan was the ultimate underdog, and the crowd started the famous Yes movement to support him. Eventually, WWE had to listen to the fans, so they arranged a match between Triple H and Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30. Whoever won that match would be added to the championship main event. Daniel Bryan managed to defeat Triple H, but Triple H made things extremely difficult for him afterward. Bryan was already injured, and Triple H brutally attacked him, leaving him in terrible condition. Despite the injuries, Daniel Bryan still made it to the main event, and now the match had officially turned into a triple threat. Right from the start, Bryan attacked both superstars aggressively. He even knocked Batista out of the ring early in the match, but soon Randy Orton gained control and started dominating Bryan inside and outside the ring. For quite a while, Orton controlled the entire match. Then suddenly Daniel Bryan returned with explosive energy. While Orton and Batista were fighting, Bryan jumped into the action and knocked both of them down. After that, Bryan delivered his signature Yes kicks to both opponents. He even locked Orton in the Yes lock, but Triple H interfered and pulled the referee out of the ring. Because of that distraction, Batista took advantage and hit a massive Batista bomb on Daniel Bryan. But Bryan still kicked out. The fans went absolutely crazy because their underdog was still fighting. Later in the match, chaos broke out on the announce table. Batista hit a Batista bomb while Randy Orton followed up with a reverse RKO. At that moment, Orton and Batista were basically teaming up against Daniel Bryan. Bryan was beaten so badly that he was taken away on a stretcher, but he refused to give up. He returned to the ring because he was determined to win the championship. Near the end of the match, Bryan locked Orton in the Yes lock, but Batista broke it. Then Bryan locked Batista in the Yes lock, but Orton saved him. Finally, Bryan hit a running knee on Orton, and moments later he trapped Batista in the Yes lock again. Everyone in the arena was watching closely, waiting for the moment. And finally Batista tapped out. At that moment, the biggest underdog story in WWE history reached its conclusion. Daniel Bryan lifted both championships and became the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. It was an absolutely incredible match. Match number 2. Next, we move to WrestleMania 39, where the main event featured the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the undisputed tag team championships. The storyline behind this match was already legendary because of the entire Bloodline saga. From the very beginning, both teams showed incredible intensity. The Usos started dominating with their fast-paced offense and delivered a storm of super kicks. At one point, they even smashed Kevin Owens through the announce table. Inside the ring, they continued attacking Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens with their finishers. But Sami refused to stay down and kept kicking out. Finally, Sami reversed one of Jey Uso's moves and tagged in Kevin Owens. At that moment, the real fight began. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn started fighting back with incredible energy. They took Jimmy Uso out of the equation and focused entirely on Jey Uso. Near the end, Sami Zayn dragged Jey Uso toward the turnbuckle and hit a massive haluva kick. Then he delivered a second haluva kick, and finally a third haluva kick. Sami pinned Jey Uso. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens became the new champions, and the crowd exploded with excitement. This match truly felt like a 5-star WrestleMania main event. Match number 3. Now we move to WrestleMania 31, where we saw Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. The build-up for the match wasn't great. Most fans didn't want Roman Reigns to win the title. However, when the match started, both superstars delivered an absolute classic. Brock Lesnar began dominating immediately with a series of German suplexes, suplex after suplex after suplex. Roman kept trying to fight back, but Lesnar kept overpowering him again and again. Even after taking brutal punishment, Roman refused to quit. At one point, Roman smashed Lesnar's head into the ring post, causing Brock to start bleeding. That gave Roman some momentum, and he landed a few Superman punches, and even a spear. Brock Lesnar kept kicking out. Then the most shocking moment happened. Suddenly, Seth Rollins ran down the ramp with the Money in the Bank briefcase, cashed in his contract right in the middle of the match. Rollins hit a stomp on Brock Lesnar, then another stomp on Roman Reigns, and pinned Roman. 1, 2, 3. Seth Rollins stole the championship in what became known as the Heist of the Century. Match number 4. Next, we move to WrestleMania 37 Night 2, where we saw Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan for the Universal Championship. Edge had won the Royal Rumble that year, but due to controversy in a previous match between Roman and Daniel Bryan, Bryan was added to the main event. This WrestleMania was also special because it marked the return of fans after more than a year. The action was non-stop from the start. Roman Reigns had Jey Uso interfering and hitting super kicks on both opponents. Eventually, Bryan and Edge temporarily worked together to remove Jey Uso. Then the fight continued between all three competitors. Roman delivered a powerful Superman punch to Edge and attempted a spear, but Edge countered. One unforgettable moment came when both Edge and Roman attempted spears at the same time, colliding in the middle of the ring. Daniel Bryan returned to the action and hit a diving headbutt on both men, followed it with yes kicks, and even landed a running knee. Later, Edge used a broken steel chair piece to trap Roman in a painful submission. At the same time, Daniel Bryan applied another submission hold from the other side. Roman couldn't even tap out because both of his arms were trapped. Eventually, Roman escaped, delivered a brutal spear, stacked Edge on top of Daniel Bryan, and pinned them both. That victory marked the true beginning of Roman Reigns' dominant reign. Match number 5. Finally, we reached the last match on this list. It took place at WrestleMania 26, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker career versus streak. There wasn't even a championship on the line, but this match is still considered one of the greatest matches in WWE history. But if you've never seen it, you should definitely watch the full match, not just the highlight. From the story, to the moments, to the emotional ending, it was an incredible roller coaster. At the end, when Shawn Michaels shook Undertaker's hand and waved goodbye to the crowd, it became one of the most emotional moments in WrestleMania history. And if you guys want a full detailed video on Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels career versus streak, the complete story, start to finish, then let's make a deal. Get this video to 2,000 likes, and I promise I'll make that full breakdown for you. No shortcuts, no skips, the entire story in detail. So if you want to see it, hit that like button right now, and don't forget to subscribe for more WWE content. And those were the 5 greatest WrestleMania main events of all time.